right, boys, we're back. And I'm so excited to be back. And listen, I know what some people might be thinking, all right? I took like a month-long break from streaming, and then about a week ago, I said, "Hey, I'm back. It's the return of your boy." And then immediately after that stream, I went radio silent for like a week. Okay? Okay, I understand. But for once, I have a valid excuse. I got in a fucking car accident literally the next day. Okay, so like it was just really bad timing. Okay, I understand it looks bad. I take a month long break from live streaming. I come back for 1 day, and then I'm gone for a whole week. But again, in my defense, I got in a car accident. My car is pretty fucked up, but drivable. I got pretty fucked up, but still rideable. Sorry, fuck, sorry. Um, but I did have some crazy whiplash. I had some bruises, some whiplash. My neck hurt like fucking hell for about 3 days, and that's why, I took some time off, understandably, for my car crash. Okay, so that's my bad. I meant to have this grand return to live streaming, where like after taking a month-long break, we just go live back to back to back, day after day after day, and then I got in a car accident. But we're gonna continue that plan, okay? Because I'm going live today, tomorrow, the next day, Saturday, and then I work 4 days in a row. So we'll see how often I go live after that. But we're live next 4 out of 5 days. So I promise you, I'm trying to come back to live streaming. I'd ride. Thank you, brother. Honestly, that's validating. That's the like words of affirmation I need. Because that's my love language. And you know how to speak to me, brother. How dare you take 4 entire days of a break for something as minor and silly as a car accident? You know what? You're so right. And it is my fault. It actually isn't my fault. Dude, this fucking. Alright, I don't want to sound like a boomer, okay? Nor do I want to sound hateful, okay? I'm going to get banned for hate speech. But respectfully, fuck Jeep drivers. Okay? This dumbass teenager in his Jeep that I'm not joking you had like 20 fucking rubber duckies on the goddamn dash pulled out in front of me at a four-way intersection. And it's important to know that like I was going straight, I had the right of way, the light was not red. I'm going straight through a four-way intersection. He's coming the opposite direction and is doing a left-hand turn. And I saw him in the left-hand lane, but I assume naturally I'm going straight. I have the right of way. And instead, he just decides to turn fucking left. Now, thankfully, I have it all on dash cam. So, like, I don't think it's ever gonna, like, result in me having to owe him money. God forbid. Nor do I think it's gonna, like, end up in a situation where, like, I get points on my license type of shit. But what sucks about the situation is even though it's not my fault, and I have dash cam video proving it's not my fault, I have dash cam video of this dude with more rubber ducks on his dash than years on his life. And you can make the argument that those rubber ducks are a distraction. So he's also probably not going to love that if I do end up going to court. But, like, what sucks about it is even though it's not my fault, and I have the footage to prove it, my car is so old and so terribly shitty. It is a literal beater, a shitbox. That like even if everything goes my way and I don't get any, points on my license, I don't get telling me that I'm in the wrong, which I don't think they will. But like even if everything goes my way, it frustrates me. What I'm trying to say is even if everything goes my way legally and with the insurance, it's still going to be a financial destruction on my soul. Like, I'm going to be financially destitute because the car is not worth anything. and therefore my insurance is not gonna give me anything. Like, I already know that for sure. So, what sucks about the situation, and I guess this is just fucking life, baby. Life ain't fair. Even though the car accident was not my fault, and I'm literally, provably not in the wrong, I'm gonna lose money because I know the insurance isn't gonna give me anything for my car. I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation though. So my car is, like I said, very old and very, very bad. So my thought process now is I'm just going to run this car into the ground so at least I can say that I got my money's worth. I might not be able to get any money out of this situation, but I'll try to make the best of it and like just literally drive my car to the point where there's nothing left. Because I'm not just going to get rid of the car. What's the point of having insurance at that point? You know, I asked myself that question too when this happened. And it really started to send me down this rabbit hole of like, insurance is a scam, taxes are a scam, the government's a scam. Let's fucking rise up, boys. Sorry. My bad. If you're watching somewhere in the Pentagon, FBI, CIA, I'm joking, all right? I probably shouldn't do the off with my head motion. Uh, I'm joking. But yeah, no, it is a fucking scam. Why am I paying for insurance if I'm not going to get any money? I think the only reason I'm paying for insurance is like if I were to get in a car accident that was my fault. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a good driver. Literally, the craziest thing about it is this is the first time I've ever had any incident with my car. I'm 27 fucking years old, and I've never been pulled over, never been in an accident. I've never even hit anything, like like an inanimate object. I've been a literal perfect driver my entire life. I have one dumbass teenager in a Jeep full of rubber duckies pull out in front of me, and now I'm losing money because my car is not worth anything. Fucking infuriating. Anyways, I'm still like I said, I'm trying to count my blessings. I'm not hurt. The car's still drivable, but it's frustrating and difficult to count your blessings when I know I'm gonna lose money for a situation that is not my fault. Revolution. That's a good idea. I'll try driving without insurance and save some money. Totally. Yeah, random girl seen the footage. She knows that it's not my fault. I don't know what 4 out of 10 means. I don't know what that rating is. Is she maybe she's giving me a rating on like how intense the crash was because it really wasn't that bad. Like I said, if it was bad, my car wouldn't be drivable. I slammed on the brakes immediately when he pulled out in front of me. I did everything I could to try to stop, and even tried to like swerve out of the way. But he pulled out in front of me with so little time to react that even though I slammed on the brakes, our car is still kissed. A little bit of makeout sesh, a little bit of Frenchin'. Um, so unlucky, but I have no clue what that 4 out of 10 rating means, so I'm very intrigued. Anyways, this is a long, long rant just for me to explain why I had to take a week off after taking a month off of streaming, and I apologize. What's funny about it too is I took so much time away from live streaming, I actually lost my TikTok permissions to stream. They took away the ability to live stream from me because I'd only gone live once in the last 30 days. Now, thankfully, all I had to do was reapply and resubmit that application, and TikTok immediately let me back into the live streaming program. But I was worried for a second tonight when I was booting up this live stream, genuinely worried that for the first time in like years, I would not be able to live stream on TikTok. I thought I actually lost the ability to live stream on TikTok. So shout out TikTok for giving me my fucking live stream permissions back, but also not shout out TikTok for taking it away from me. Fuck off. That's so scummy. I got in a car accident. Yeah, I'm gonna play the pity card. Anyways, we're back with some more Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. And if you didn't see the first live stream, what I'm attempting to do is catch anywhere between 3 to 5 shinies in these games on real hardware, hence the reason we're playing on 2 DSs, 2 Game Boys, and the quality kind of looks like shit because my webcam here is $14. Um, but we're playing on real hardware, physical hardware, and I want to catch 3 to 4 shinies, maybe 5 if I'm pushing it, and then beat the game with shinies only. Only shiny Pokemon. All right. However, to do that, we need to catch 1 shiny just to begin the game. And I want my starter to be Charmander. I would love a shiny Charmander, and more specifically, I would love a shiny Charizard. So, in the first stream, we reset the game 500 times. We cycled through 500 Charmanders, and we did not find any. But we're going to keep going. And I doubt we'll find it tonight because the odds are 1 in 8,000. Meanwhile, we've only done it 500 times out of those 8,000. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep trying. And I got a little bit better at spamming all of my devices at once. The only problem is I still have not found a way to play all 4 games at once without covering this screen here. You guys cannot see what's going on my blue Game Boy SP. Oh, shoot. One of the games got out of sync. Okay, well, right as I was hyping myself up about figuring out how to do this, I immediately proved myself wrong. That's so funny. God dang it. I do have to kind of get my muscle memory back, though, because it has been a week. And I don't want to mess up to the point where we, like, miss a shiny. I know I said that a lot in the last stream, and I don't mean to be redundant, but it is a genuine fear of mine that I would not notice a shiny Charmander, especially because they look so similar, bro. Like, they look so similar. As much as I love shiny Charizard, and I think shiny... sorry. Stumbled on my words there. I think shiny Charizard is amazing. Shiny Charmander, kind of shit. Kind of terrible. Also, I guess we should put on some music here for the background. Alright, cool. No, yeah. Shiny Charmander is kind of bad. Kind of don't like it. It's actually really fucking annoying. So, unlucky for us. Especially because, again, I don't want to miss the shiny. And I feel like with shiny Charmander looking so indifferent to regular Charmander, I'm worried I am going to miss the shiny. Not the IRL clicker. Alright, I'll explain it, okay? I can justify it. The reason I have an IRL clicker is because the last time I did a live stream with a counter on the screen, so like if you're watching on Twitch and YouTube, the counter's right there. If you're watching on TikTok, it's down there somewhere. I tried doing the 100 lap challenge in Mario Kart, where you race around the track 100 times. And random girl can attest, because they did the math, I forgot to hit this button to increase the counter. So like right now we're at 508. I forgot to increase it to say 509 so many times that I ended up almost doing double the amount of laps. I almost did 200 laps because I was just so distracted talking to chat that I would forget to increase the timer. So now I am checking my work, if you will, and I'm doing it twice. We have the counter on screen, and we have a counter in real life. That way I know if one of them is out of sync, I fucked up somewhere. So yes, we are going to be using a physical clicker to keep track of our resets, because I don't want to mess up the number of resets that we've done. And I know I will. What does shiny Charmander look like? Never mind, I searched it up. Forgot I could do that. Well, funnily enough, shiny Charmander is on the screen right now. The reason you probably didn't notice is because it doesn't look any different than actual Charmander. I actually think it's so funny you asked what shiny Charmander looks like when shiny Charmander is on the screen right now. And I'm not saying that against you. I'm not saying that to make fun of you. I think it's genuinely funny that you couldn't tell, because that's how bad it is. Like, oh, it's so upsetting. It really bums me out how bad shiny Charmander is. It's okay though. Even though it might be difficult to see what shiny Charmander looks like, on the bright side, there is going to be a little symbol that appears on the screen if it's shiny. So that should hopefully help us notice it and figure it out. Yeah. Also, I kind of love using a physical clicker to keep track of our resets. Now, granted, the odds are 1 in 8,000, but just as likely as it is that we'll find that Charmander before 8,000 resets, it's also equally likely that we'll find the Charmander after 8,000 resets. And if you notice, this clicker is only going to go up to 9,999. That's okay, because I have a second clicker. I'm prepared for everything, boys. Believe that. Yeah, I gotta get my muscle memory back down though. Of like what buttons I need to press when, because like sometimes it's the A button, sometimes it's the B button. You'll see that I switch back and forth between the two. And then once we have the shiny, not shiny, hopefully shiny. Once we have the Charmander in our inventory, using the word inventory kind of sounds weird. Once we have the Charmander in our party, then we have to press the start button. So like my hands are constantly moving all over, trying to make sure that I press the correct buttons, because if I mess something up, it's just going to take more time. Like if I accidentally hit the A button when Professor Oak asks me if I want to name my Charmander, that'll add so much time. Then we have to go through the little screen of naming a Pokemon. So I'm trying to avoid that. Simply put, trying to avoid it. It's also really funny because 3 of these devices have like the same screen. They're all the same brightness and the same quality. But then the Club Penguin DS, the literal Club Penguin DS, has the most crisp, perfectly saturated, bright ass screen. It looks so much better in comparison to everything else. And I just think that's so funny that the Club Penguin themed DS. Now, granted, it's not an official Club Penguin DS, but it has Club Penguin decals on it, and that's enough. In my books, that makes it a Club Penguin DS. But I just think it's funny. The Club Penguin DS is the one that looks the best. Yeah, I admit it's been a while since I've live streamed, so hopefully everyone's doing well. You know, only one live stream in the last 30 days. It almost hurts me to admit that. It hurts me to say that out loud. Hopefully, we're back. We're back for good. And I want to grind out some live streams. Especially because I am not super close. Like, I'm not on the verge of unlocking this. But I'm pretty close to unlocking YouTube membership, which would be kind of cool because then I could offer the same shit like I offer my Twitch subscribers to the people that watch on YouTube, and it would also allow for people to donate on YouTube, because currently YouTube is the only platform that I live stream on that I'm not monetized. Like, I can make money on TikTok, I can make money on Twitch, but I can't make money on YouTube. And it's not about the money, all right? I feel like I should get that out of the way early. But there is just the premise that, like, if someone watches on YouTube, they don't get emotes because I'm not able to give them emotes yet. Or they can't donate and have their message appear on the screen because I haven't unlocked the ability for them to do that yet. Or like my Twitch subs get like bonus videos, which is something I want to offer my YouTube members, but I can't do that yet. So again, it's not about the money. It's more just like the premise of I have Twitch subs and then I offer TikTok subscribers, bonus stuff. I have a TikTok subscription but I don't have any TikTok subs. That doesn't matter. I'm not surprised by that. The point is, I keep getting off track. I'm able to offer bonus content for my Twitch subs and my TikTok subs, but I'm not able to offer bonus content yet for like the people that watch on YouTube because I haven't unlocked YouTube memberships. And I feel therefore bad because I don't want the people that watch on YouTube to have like an unfair and unequal experience. So I'm hoping we can unlock YouTube members soon, just so like all 3 platforms can be on the same playing field, and I can offer bonus content to all 3 platforms. We'll see. The difficulty with unlocking YouTube membership is it's very heavily based in like hours watched. Granted, like you need to have a certain number of subscribers, and I easily have that. I think it's like 400 subscribers, and I have 2,000. You need to have a certain number of videos uploaded, and I also easily have that. But the third and final requirement, which is really difficult, is going to be the number of hours watched on your channel, because I like don't upload YouTube videos anymore. I just live stream. So hitting that hours watched requirement is going to be really difficult unless I get all of my hours watched from my live streams, which I can admit is a tall order. It's going to be a tough ask, but I'm just going to keep streaming. We're just going to keep putting in the hours, and maybe eventually we'll unlock YouTube membership, and then finally I'll be able to offer bonus content and some sort of like membership on all 3 platforms. Therefore, all 3 platforms would be on the same playing field. We'll see though. Like I said, it's definitely going to be a grind to meet that hours watched requirement on YouTube. I feel like I'm so far away from the Game Boys. I need to like lean in. Maybe I should just scoot my chair up. And you know, while I am admittedly worried about not noticing the shiny when it pops up, I do think the benefit of playing 4 games at once is hopefully I'll be more likely to notice the shiny when it pops up, because it'll look different than the other 3 Charmanders on the other 3 screens. So maybe I shouldn't worry too much about it. Maybe I'm freaking out for no reason. You would hope, right? You know, fingers crossed. Did you click? Yeah. We're at the same number, promise. You're making me question myself already, and the stream just started. We're only half an hour into the stream, and you're already making me think I'm crazy. Making me think that I've lost my marbles. And maybe I did. Maybe I did suffer a traumatic brain injury in the accident. Who knows? I try to look at each screen individually just to like make sure there isn't a shiny on any of them. Oop, accidentally turned the volume up on that one Game Boy. Oh man, I am admittedly tired though, so I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all up front. Beginning of this stream, we're only gonna do like 500 resets again. I know in the first stream we did 500 resets because we were getting a feel for things, and it took us about 3 hours. Now that I have the muscle memory down, I'm kind of confident. I don't know. I can confidently say that 500 resets tonight is not going to take 3 hours. It'll probably only take 2 now that I have the muscle memory down and I know how to do this quickly. However, while I acknowledge that it'll probably only take us 2 hours to complete 500 resets, I am fucking exhausted after work today. So I don't think we're going to go anywhere beyond that. Once we get our 500 resets done for the night, and we hit 1,000 total, I'm going to bed. That's all I gotta say about that. And I apologize, but you know what? We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm planning on streaming for at least 4 hours. So that's at least 1,000 resets tomorrow, if not more. Maybe we'll go for longer. Oh my god, that scared me.
Are you also going to print out a capacity sheet to write down the clicker numbers every hour?
Yes, I actually will. And I'll bring you some more dry erase markers too. Because I know them operators be fucking eating those things. Dude, okay. I didn't really talk about my old job a lot when I was still working there, but now that I don't work there anymore, what the fuck do I care? There was a day I brought like 4 dry erase markers to the Twizzlers Twisted Gravity when I was the supervisor. I had off the next day, and then I worked the day after that. So if you're keeping track at home, that's 2 days that have passed. And I'm once again the supervisor for the Twizzlers Twisted Gravity, and the 4 markers are fucking gone. They have evaporated. They either evaporated into thin air, or they're being dissolved in the stomach acid of those operators. Because what the fuck do you mean 4 dry erase markers have disappeared in 2 days? That was like my biggest fucking issue this summer. It's like dry eraser gate. It was marker gate. Hashtag marker gang and hashtag marker gate. Valid. Like, I don't even remember. I know you said valid before the marker conversation, but, and I don't remember what you're saying valid about, but I'm gonna take your valid and use it for this conversation. I am reappropriating your valid. Anyways. No, shit pissed me off. I let them borrow my personal dry erase markers, and it was literally shredded up like someone shoot it with their teeth. Yeah, no, that shit pissed me off. I was getting so sick of it. Don't get me wrong, like I didn't care that much because I wasn't giving them my personal dry erase markers. I would be more mad if I was in your shoes and like they were destroying or stealing my personal markers. I was just taking markers from the company. Okay? So truly, I could give a fuck less. Not my money, not my markers, not my problem. But it was still annoying because every day I would have to deliver markers to that ride. Like, it just became one of my daily tasks, which is unnecessary. Like, my daily tasks should be checking on the accessibility building, making sure the coal cracker opens on time, and going to Code Oranges. Restocking the dry erase markers at Twizzlers Twisted Gravity should not have been one of my daily tasks. Hot take. I still haven't been up there. What do they use markers for? I'm so glad you asked. Because that's another thing that I could rant about. Instead of doing the logical thing and just painting numbers, the numbers of the seats specifically, on the ground, and then having guests stand on those numbers so they know what seat they're going to, they tried a couple things that didn't work at the start. But the plan that they eventually decided on was that they were going to give us a laminated sheet of paper, not even a whiteboard, just a laminated sheet of paper. And, oh shoot, press the wrong button. That's awkward. And then we would show the guests on that laminated sheet of paper, hey, you're going to sit in seat 12. And then we would check off seat 12 with a dry erase marker. So we knew not to put anyone else in seat 12. Which, again, is an okay solution. It's not better than getting a real dry erase marker, or a dry erase board, sorry, for the dry erase markers. Because the laminated sheet of paper would constantly get torn and damaged, tattered, and broken. But you know what would have been even a better suggestion and a better solution? Just painting the seat numbers on the ground like every other fucking amusement park does, and telling the guests, you're gonna go stand on that number 12 over there, and you're gonna sit in seat 12. So many other amusement parks do that. But we couldn't for some reason. It was genuinely infuriating. I can be so fucking honest. Yeah. I don't miss that shit. That's the type of shit I don't miss. Also, I'll be so honest. I have it scheduled. Like, we are slated to play this game and to shiny hunt Charmander 3 of my next 5 live streams. And therefore, if I find like a shiny Charmander tonight, I don't know what I'm gonna do in those other 2 live streams. Because I'm not yet ready to start shiny hunting like an Abra. Because we're not in that point of the game yet. We haven't gotten to that point in the game. So I genuinely don't know what we'll do for the next couple live streams if we find the shiny tonight. I just planned out 3 shiny hunting live streams for the future because I don't expect to find the shiny tonight. I expect, with my luck and how truthfully unlucky I've been in the past when it comes to shiny hunting, I fully expect this to take us like 20,000 resets. Even though the odds are 1 in 8,000, I expect the game to spit in our face, call us a slur, and then force us to do 20,000 resets. So, like, I don't have high hopes, I'll be honest with you boys. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember that being talked about, but I don't understand why they never painted them on the ground. I fully agree, brother. I fully agree, my brother. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me, dude. They repainted part of the merger station last week, but they just repainted it red. No numbers painted or anything. Which, you know, would have been the prime opportunity to add numbers when you're repainting, but whatever. I'm getting mad about a job I'm not even working anymore. I'm still tilted about my old job. Also, I hope y'all like the thumbnail that I made for this series of live streams. I was actually pretty proud of it. I thought it looked kind of sick. I've been trying to make more thumbnails for my live streams. Not only so like they look better on Twitch and TikTok, but it doesn't really matter on those 2 platforms because on Twitch, my live streams get deleted after, I think, 60 days. And on TikTok, my live streams get deleted almost immediately after. Shout out TikTok. But my YouTube live streams will stick around for millennia, or until the YouTube servers go down, or until there's like a solar flare. But my YouTube live stream should be up there for, at the very least, my lifetime and your lifetime. And therefore, I wanted them to have good thumbnails. And I've been pretty proud of some of the thumbnails I've been making lately. I was really confused for a second what song we were listening to, and then I looked over and it's Octopath Traveler, which honestly is such a good game. One of the best games that I've never finished. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of better games that I've never played, but usually when I'm talking about a video game, it falls into one of 2 categories. It's either a video game that I've completed and played and beaten, or it's a video game that I've never played and I bought it like 5 years ago and it's just been sitting in my Steam library ever since. An example of that would be like Skyrim. Like, I've owned Skyrim for a long time and I've never played it, which is almost a sin to admit. But what I will say is Octopath Traveler is in a very small 3rd category, a minority, if you will. And that's the list of games that I've played, but not beaten. I loved Octopath. But you know, maybe one day we'll play it again on stream. I think I would definitely have to restart the game because I played it like when it first came out, and therefore it's been a while. and I admittedly don't remember much about the game. But I do remember loving storylines and the kind of like theme of switching out characters, the switching out interlocking storylines, and like mixing and matching those storylines. I don't know. I thought it was amazing. So maybe we'll play it again from scratch on live stream sometime in the future here. And that's probably for the better anyways, because like there's a lot of games that I live streamed in the past that I almost want to replay because those live streams are like lost to time. Because again, I only started streaming on YouTube recently. So therefore, only very recently have my live streams been saved for eternity. Because again, my Twitch live streams would be deleted and my TikTok live streams would be deleted. So there's a lot of games I played when I only streamed on Twitch that I don't have footage of anymore. Like my first ever playthrough of Breath of the Wild, for example. So I would almost be like, okay, and I could justify it to myself, replaying Breath of the Wild, just so we have the footage saved somewhere. Just so there's proof that I did it. And also, I'd kind of be down replaying Breath of the Wild, because I want to play the Switch 2 version. I want to look at those pretty graphics. So, like, I would heavily consider replaying games like Breath of the Wild, and I could even more so justify replaying a game like Octopath, because I didn't finish it. And if I replay it from scratch, then we'll have footage of me actually playing it. So, like, in a way, it's kind of a good thing I didn't finish Octopath. You know? That's our way of spinning it into a positive. Oh, I 100% TK Bonanza literally the day before they announced the new DLC. I thought I was done with the game and they said no. You know, I don't actually know I'll get that DLC. And maybe I'm just burnt out. Dude, that Direct was a burnout. They announced what felt like more DLC than fucking video games. So maybe that's why I'm like kind of being a little pessimistic about DLC, because I'll admit, like, that Direct made me not want DLC for any game ever again. I was just so sick of it. They were fucking announcing DLC for games that weren't even out yet. That's wild to me. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist when it comes to video games, but like I miss when games had all of the content pre-packaged in the game before it released. Like I miss when you could buy a game and you get all the content for that sticker price. The DLC is not worth $20. I still haven't bought it yet, but might just do so because I already invested so much time in the game. And that's fair. Like, if you love the game, which I know you do, and I also love the game, like, I think it can be justifiable buying it. Like, I will probably end up buying it as well, I'll be honest. I'll probably get the DLC, but I'm not going to be happy about it, you know what I mean? Like, I love that game, and therefore I might get the DLC, but it's not going to change my financial irritation. That's what bothers me. The fact that they announced DLC for Pokemon before the game released is wild. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's crazy to me. Like, I don't know, dude. And the game they announced DLC for, this new Legends game, I'm still a little concerned about. Like, I'm worried it's not going to be that good. At the very least, I don't think it'll be as good as the first Legends game. Because I just can't see a world where they make a game where the entire setting is enclosed in one city's boundary. You're just stuck in one city. And I struggle to see a world where that's like going to be entertaining. At least like entertaining to the highest degree. I'm expecting it to get very redundant and very repetitive very quickly. And I don't expect the setting of the game at the very least to wow me. Now there are some concepts about Pokemon Legends ZA that I am interested in. Like I think the whole tournament style system where you're competing and trying to rank up from rank Z, the lowest rank, all the way up to rank A, the highest rank. Like, I do think that's a little cool. And there's something about like the competitive gamer in me that it just strikes a chord with. Like, it takes me back to 2016 when I was grinding rank up games in Counter-Strike. And like grinding ELO in other competitive video games like Overwatch. Like, it takes me back to my sweaty, swamp ass, degenerate, grindy, competitive gaming days. And there's something about like having that concept, but on a much more casual scale in a Pokemon game that excites me. Yeah, man, I don't know. The fact that they're announcing DLC for the game before it's even out is questionable. Not best. Definitely waiting for reviews first. I've heard most of the Pokemon games on Switch had a quality drop compared to the earlier games. I 100% agree with that. I mean, the two new games, when I mean new, I mean like not a remake or not a side game. The two new games they've released on the Switch, that being Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, are in the bottom 3 for my like Pokemon games rankings. Like Scarlet and Violet is last place in my rankings, and Sword and Shield is 3rd to last place. So like they round out the bottom of my Pokemon rankings. Additionally, some of the other games they made that were like remakes or spin-offs are terrible. I'm specifically referencing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, as well as Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Both of those are worse than the games they're remaking. Like Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu were remakes of Generation 1, and they are hands down worse than Generation 1. Meanwhile, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are remakes of Gen 4, and I don't think they're much worse than Gen 4, but they're not better. Like, the only argument I would concede is that they are the same quality, but they're not better. And that's disappointing, considering you're remaking the game over a decade later on much more powerful hardware. And you made the game, in my opinion, worse, but I might be a little biased, so I can admit like the game's at least the same. But that's still not good. And fuck it, I'll include my bias. I think the games are worse. I've said it. And that's extremely disappointing. So, like, I don't know. I find that just be frustrating. The only Switch game that they've put out that I really, really liked was Pokemon Legends Arceus. Or Arceus, however you want to pronounce it. I like that game a lot. Now, it still has its problems, and it is very grindy. But I do like that game. I think that was like a good open world Pokemon game. Because they've tried to do open world Pokemon now like 3 times, technically. Pokemon Sword and Shield introduced like pseudo open world where, you know, the whole game wasn't open world, but it had open world sections. And that didn't really work for me. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was the first new game that was entirely open. What the fuck am I doing? Why am I only playing on 2 devices? Holy shit. Sorry. I just had like a fucking brain aneurysm. I was only playing on the DSs. I wasn't playing on the Game Boys. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I was playing on 2 out of 4 systems. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Pokemon Sword and Shield had like pseudo open world where there were sections of the game open world, but not all of the game. And that didn't work for me. Scarlet and Violet was open world, but it was so broken and laggy and buggy that like you could tell that they had no clue what they were doing and they didn't know how to make it work. But Legends Arceus was somewhere in between those two. Hey, what's up, brother? Thank you for the follow, Top Killers. Yeah, Legends Arceus was open world, but segmented. So the open world was split into like 6 sections. So technically there were like 6 smaller open worlds. And while I don't love that, I'll be honest, like I think that's kind of a cop-out. The game at least worked, and it wasn't completely broken. I think that's the most frustrating thing about a lot of the like modern day Pokemon games, is they're so fucking buggy. And then you don't even get all the content you pay for when you buy the game, because if you want all the content, you also got to buy a DLC. That's also broken and buggy. Like, that's fucking stupid. I don't know, man. Shit pisses me off. Alright. Oh. See, this is why I have the clicker. On my clicker, it says... Sorry. There's a glare. On my clicker, it says 608, but on the screen, it says 604. Which means I forgot to up the number on the screen. But yeah. I don't know, man. I've experienced so much frustration and heartbreak as a Pokemon fan these past couple of years because the Switch games are a definite quality drop for this franchise. And as someone who cares so deeply about the franchise, I mean, I think that's immediately proven by the fact that I'm sitting here playing 4 fucking games at the same time. But like, I do care very deeply about the franchise, and it's upsetting to me that the games have dropped off in quality. Because don't get me wrong, they're still good video games, but they're not good Pokemon games. And I know I say that all the time. I probably sound like a broken record. I say that like almost every live stream where I'm playing Pokemon. It's at this point like my go-to phrase. Like the same way Pokemon will say their name out loud, the only thing Pokemon know how to say is their name. You got like Pikachu, and he'll just get stuck in a little bit of a stutter, a little bit of a remix, and just go Pika, Pika, Pika. Can't even finish the whole fucking name. But like the same way that Pokemon can only say their own name, if I'm streaming Pokemon, I have to say my catchphrase, which is, they're good video games, but they're bad Pokemon games. Because it's true. And it's something that I think is just very concise and accurate. It's a good bite-sized way of describing the modern state of Pokemon. Yeah. It is definitely a bummer for me, though, as someone who cares so much about Pokemon. Yeah. Dude, I forgot again. The numbers were off again already. Even though I was just talking about that like 2 minutes ago. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Another thing, and I know I said this last live stream, but I just want to repeat it because it's been a hot minute. One thing I'm trying to do more with my live streams is focus on only a couple games at once. Because like in the past, I was playing like 4 or 5 games at once, and it would result in me either not finishing games or taking a long time to beat certain video games because I just didn't have enough time. Like I rarely go live 5 times in a week. So if I'm playing 5 video games at once, I'm not even playing those games individually once a week. So I'm putting a pause on some of the series we were doing, like some of the games we were playing, For example, I'm putting a pause on Rune Factory and Bravely Default. And we will finish those games after I'm done with the 2 games that I am working on right now, which is Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, as well as Donkey Kong Bonanza. And I'm obviously way more likely to finish Donkey Kong Bonanza first. So I think once we're done with Donkey Kong Bonanza, I'm going to switch that game out, and we'll put Bravely Default back in. And then depending on which game I finish first, between Bravely Default and Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green, whichever one of those games is done first, we'll just continue playing Rune Factory. Because again, I don't want to completely give up on Rune Factory and Bravely Default. Like, I have a bad habit, at least in the past, of starting live stream series and not finishing those series. And I definitely want to finish both of those games. So, yeah. I promise we will go back to playing those games once we're done with the 2 games we're playing right now. The 2 games currently in my rotation. For a second I thought this was like Nintendo music, but it's Animal Crossing music, which I guess is close enough. I feel like I deserve half a point for that guess. I'm hoping the next shiny hunt we do after this, though, will be a lot quicker. And I also talked about this in the last live stream. But again, that last live stream was a while ago, so I'm going to repeat it. And it's also just a good conversation to bring up to kind of plan out this series. The next shiny hunt I plan on doing is going to be at the game corner. And if you don't know how the game corner works in this game, you can play like slots and other gambling games to earn points. However, you can also just high key buy points. Same way you can like buy chips at a casino. So my plan is to just buy the maximum number of points, and then you can go to the shop. Thank you, Stem Roadcap, for the follow. I feel like that one's a little on the nose, but you know what? It's fine. I don't mind. I just don't want to dox my brother. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so you can then go to the shop at the game corner and use your points to buy like items, potions, or you can just straight up buy a Pokemon. And what's nice about that is you have a Pokemon like Abra, who only costs 120 points. Meanwhile, the maximum number of points you can have is 9,999. You have 9,999 points. So that means, unlike this shiny hunt that we're doing right now, where we're resetting for 1 Charmander at a time, we could reset for 80 Abra at a time, which is insane. Like, compared to the rate we're going right now, which is every reset we get 4 attempts at a shiny Charmander, we could have it going where we basically, every reset, get like 300 attempts at an Abra. It's kind of like, I don't even know the math there. I was gonna say 10x, but like, that might be underselling it. It's just gonna speed up the shiny hunting process so much, which I'm looking forward to. Also, it's wonderful to see you, brother. We gotta play Counter-Strike soon. I feel bad. I saw you were online literally right after I started this live stream. If I knew you were gonna be online tonight, I would have definitely played with you instead of going live. Well, maybe I still would have live streamed it, but that's my bad, brother. My bad. Hope you're doing well, though, my brother. I'm on right now. Will be for a while. Maybe after this live stream, I'll play a game or two. Depends if you're still on, and also how long this takes. I mean, it shouldn't take that long. At the rate we're going, I'll probably only be live for like another hour, hour and a half. Let's see. It would help if I stopped pressing the wrong fucking buttons, bro. To be fair, though, my small brain can barely comprehend how to play 4 video games at once. It also doesn't help that my brain is fried after a 10-hour shift today. So, like, I work for 10 hours, come home, and then I expect my brain to understand how to play 4 video games at once. It's a tall order. It's asking a lot on myself. All right, I will say that. Or you could play Fortnite. I mean, both are very valid options. However, Fortnite, I would need like a squad of 5 to be convinced. Like, we would have to have a whole squad. Everyone playing. Because I hate playing Fortnite with randoms. Especially Fortnite Ballistic with randoms. But I do love Fortnite Ballistic. It's like Counter-Strike, but easier. And not better, alright? Don't be wrong. I'm not saying it's better. Counter-Strike is definitely the better tactical shooter. But Ballistic is like Fortnite's version of it, and because it's in Fortnite, you're playing against children that are blind, deaf, and dumb. So it's so easy. So I almost prefer playing Ballistic just because I get good content out of it, and I get easy wins. So I could maybe be convinced to play Fortnite if we have like a 5-man squad for Ballistic. I'll think about it. Let me know who'll be on, you know? If we got people online, definitely let me know, and that might sway my opinion. I think the other tough thing, I was just talking about how, like, it's difficult to play 4 games at once when I'm tired and stupid, but it's also difficult to play 4 games at once and not fuck it up when I'm trying to talk to the chat the entire stream. Because, like, sure, I could sit here and go, like, full degenerate mode and just, like, stare at the devices and not look at the chat or not talk at all. Like, I could just sit here in silence and play 4 games at once, and I'd probably make less mistakes while doing it. But then no one would fucking watch the stream. So it's basically running my brain at maximum capacity to do this. Alright? And I want y'all to know that so you feel some sort of emotional pity for me. And I can hopefully build more of a bond with you over that emotional turmoil and then use it against you in the future when I gaslight you. So, yeah, this sucks and I'm in pain. You should feel bad. Sorry. I just have a bad habit of constantly gaslighting the people I love. That's my red flag. Throwback to that trend on TikTok where people were like self-reporting their red flags, which is such a weird thing to look back on. Like, why were... Oh no, this Game Boy didn't... I must have been pressing the wrong button. God dang it, bro. Watch, this one's gonna be the shiny now. We're gonna put it on the big screen because I'm so confident it's gonna be the shiny. Dude, the brightness is so bad. It's not shiny. God damn it. Okay. It doesn't help that this camera is like $14, so the quality's already kind of mid. Back starts to hurt when we do these live streams because I'm like hunched over trying to play all 4 games at once. I need to like sit back. I also need a drink. Thankfully, I have some white birch beer. Let me tell you right now, I'm a fucking harlot for white birch beer. Believe that, boys. What's wrong with colored birch beer? God damn it. There's no way that's the first chat message I get in my TikTok chat all night. What the fuck? There's nothing wrong with colored birch beer. But there's also nothing wrong with having preferences. And I like mine white. That's a little shout out to my wife. A proud Caucasian she is. I shouldn't put those words in her mouth. She's gonna fucking kill me. This is shit I can get away with saying when she's not home. She got a tattoo today, and afterwards, she went to her aunt's house instead of driving all the way home, because it was admittedly pretty far away, the tattoo shop. And I don't blame her, because I wouldn't want to have to drive fucking hour plus home after getting a tattoo. I would just want to lay down and pass away. So she's staying at her aunt's tonight, and that means we got the home to ourselves. Fucking home alone. Put the dog on the counter and put the white birch beer in my ass. Sorry. But yeah, we get a nice little alone time tonight. I just joined, and that was the first thing I heard you say. Sorry. No, fuck. Damn it. I keep getting... I'm not locked in. I'm clearly not locked in. This Game Boy keeps getting off-timed with the rest of them. Not the Sky Rush clicker. Listen, I want to make sure that I'm double-checking my work. So not only do I have the counter on screen that says 656, but I also have a clicker that tells me 656. And that way I know that if one of the numbers don't add up, I fucked up somewhere. But so far, we have done this process 666 times, or 56. Oh my god, I'm already losing track. No, we've done this 656 times. So, it's been a grind. It's been a bit of a grind. A grind just to get a Charmander that looks a little bit different. Just for a shiny Charmander. I love the accountability. Yeah, some call me an accountability buddy. But I haven't heard that name in years. Talking about Hershey. Like it's a fucking tour in Iraq that I went through decades ago. Meanwhile, I was literally there a month ago. Anyways. I love talking about Hershey the same way like a widow talks about the husband she lost in war. Because that's kind of how I equate it in my brain, if I can be so honest. Wild. I'm tripling too? What does that mean? I'm tripling too? Are you trying to say you're tripping? But now I genuinely think... I don't know. I can't tell what you're trying to say. Triple checking. Oh, okay. Dude, I thought for a second I was going insane. Triple towers. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they meant. Totally. I mean, it feels that way. Yeah. Oh, no. See, now that you said that in the chat, Angie, it makes me think that, like, I might be the dead husband. Like, I've been looking at Hershey from the widower perspective, and Hershey's my dead husband. But to everyone else there, everyone else who still works there, I'm the dead husband and they're the widower. Well, that just makes me sad. I wouldn't want to leave anyone alone. Not my real wife. Not my widow at Hershey. Sorry, I was about to say work wife and then realized that's kind of a gross concept and I didn't want to talk about that. I think people who do that are premeditated cheaters. Anyways, we got off on a crazy tangent. It just makes me sad to think that I'm actually the one that widowed everyone. Fuck. That's alright. Shit. I'll quit my job, come back. I'll beg for my job back like some other people have done. Sorry. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be fucking starting drama. Dropping lore on stream. It's not drama though. Let's be honest. I don't mean it in a derogatory way. No, yeah, I don't think I would beg for my job back. Especially after Sean just put in the chat, it's still hell. Yeah, that really makes me want to come back. I miss it so much. Caleb, you can join me at Sweet Lights. Dude, Ryan's been telling me about the texts he's sending you just to harass you. Like, that's kind of crazy. And it's so funny too. He'll be like at the desk next to me, and I'll get off a call, and he'll look at me and be like, "Guess what? I just messaged Sean." I'm like, "Oh my god, Ryan, brother, give the man a break. Let the man breathe." It's so funny. I mean, it's not funny, not for you, but it's funny for me. Especially because like I'm still relatively new there, so like I'm really focused on learning and getting through my training, which I am actually done with my training as of this week. But like I was really focused on like learning and like taking everything in. And like as I'm working, I have Ryan in my ear snickering, laughing about the texts he's sending you. It's very distracting. Very distracting for my learning process, you know? No, it's Hershey Park Happy, actually. Oh, you're so right. It's like a mantra that a cult would have. Like, there is no sorrow in Hershey. There is no pain in Hershey. There is only Hershey Park Happy. Hashtag Hershey Park Happy. I hate Ryan. I'm sorry, brother. That is the one nice thing about starting this new job, though, is at least I don't have, like, that kind of initial loneliness when you start a new job and you don't have any friends there yet, and, like, you don't know anyone there, and you don't know, like, who you'll get along with, who you won't get along with, or, like, who will end up being, like, potentially a lifelong friend, and who will end up being just, like, a workplace accomplice. Thankfully, I'm getting along with pretty much everyone. And it also, like I said, it helps that I already had people working there that I knew before. So when I started this job, I had friends going into it like Ryan, which is, it's very nice. It's very comforting. But, yeah. It's definitely been a big learning process, and I am still learning a lot. Like, every day. It's a lot to fucking take in. No bad things have ever happened at Hershey Park. Especially not in the year of 2025. Yikes. Oh no. Oh no. Nothing bad has ever happened at Hershey Park, in fact. You're so right. You're so right, my dearest brother. I'm not saying I'm glad I got out when I did. Because that'd be douchey. But it is nice to know that when like something happens at the monorail, I'm not gonna hear a very preachy, negative speech from someone in management about how we could all do a bit better to prevent these things from happening. Because it ain't my fucking problem anymore. I don't have to listen to the fucking disappointed dad conversations. That was one thing that always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Is that there were some people who were above us on the, you know, chain of command that didn't really know how to talk down to people. Instead of like being constructive and respectful, and sometimes instead of just being honest, they would be very almost derogatory. It would come across as like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed type bullshit. And also, a lot of times they just weren't honest with us, which it's not fucking helpful for making your employees better, but that's okay. Because again, I don't have to worry about it anymore. But like, I also don't want to come across as like a holier than thou type figure. It's just because, like, I don't know. Just because I'm not there anymore doesn't mean it's still not happening, and I do feel bad for like some of the people who get the fucking brunt end of the stick. Like some of the people that get literally, well, not literally. I almost said literally. Some people get like figuratively bitch slapped there, and it's not fair to them, and I feel bad for them. It all happens at Sweet Lights. All the bad things happen at Sweet Lights. Dude, I have PTSD from Sweet Lights getting fucking electrocuted. Not actually, but I would get fucking shocked every other day. Very, very bad memories associated with Sweet Lights. That's another reason I feel so bad for you, brother. Because you got stuck with Sweet Lights, which for me, I just have negative memories associated with that. I'm so sorry, my brother. I feel like this hoodie was maybe a bad idea. I'm getting very hot. Maybe we take the hoodie off. I think I can probably make it through the rest of the stream, but I'll probably take the hoodie off before I play like Counter-Strike or Fortnite tonight, whichever game I play. Definitely not wearing the hoodie in that game. All right. It would be pretty quirky and random though if we could get the shiny tonight. Save us so much time. Lucky. Thought maybe I'd be able to jinx it into existence. I'll be so honest with you, brothers. The one bad thing about these live streams, it hurts the fuck out of my back. Because I have to like hunch over these 4 devices. I'm trying to like sit up straight. Do I look awkward right now? Okay, well now I'm just leaning backwards. But I feel like I look awkward when I'm like sitting like as straight as I possibly can. It feels unnatural for me. And I know that's not a good thing. I know that means I have bad posture. But like when I sit up straight, I feel like I look weird. Look like a fucking statue. But yeah. It almost hurts more to sit up straight, which I think is definitely a bad thing. That means my back has gotten used to having bad posture, and when I sit up straight, it's like uncomfortable. That's definitely not a good sign. I could try to play like lean the fuck back. Just lean back, bros. But then I wouldn't really be able to see the screens. What the fuck just happened? I don't know if you guys could see that, because again, the quality of this camera is terrible. This is a $14 camera. But one of my screens just flickered. Like it was this DS specifically. I watched the screen like flicker and glitch out for a second. I got worried. I was worried that I fucking broke it. We're at 700. Let's get it. I think if we keep up the pace. I mean, I know we've been live for an hour and a half and we're only at 700, but consider the fact that I had like my stream starting soon intro going for like the first 15 minutes of the stream. And then I also just like ranted for like the first 15 minutes after that, just to like talk to the chat. I wasn't playing the game yet. So like the first half hour of the stream, we weren't actually playing the game. So we've really only been live for like an hour and we're at 700, which if you think about it that way, that's not that bad. No, I pressed the wrong button. It's so unlucky. Awkward. Okay. This is definitely a grind, though. I think this will probably end up going down as one of the most difficult shiny hunts I've ever done. And collectively, this live stream series will end up being one of the most difficult live stream series I've ever done. So I'm trying not to like let that overwhelm me. Because if I do, then it's only gonna make this process feel more difficult, and it's gonna make the process feel like it's taking longer. If anything, I'm trying to like hype myself up. I'm trying to hype myself up about the fact that we're currently starting one of the most difficult stream series I've ever done. Instead of getting overwhelmed by that, I'm trying to like be proud of it, you know? I'm also starting to get into a bit of erosion. That's not a fucking word. Oh my god. What did I just say? I'm starting to get into a bit of emotion here. What? I need a drink. Give me a second. Beautiful. Now, sadly, I don't have another white birch beer after this. All I got left is water now. Gross, dude. Gross. Okay. What would y'all do if instead of live streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok like I currently do, what would y'all do if I switched my live streams over to Facebook? And I don't mean like adding Facebook as a fourth place where I'm multi-streaming. I mean, I stopped streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, and I just stream on Facebook. I feel like that would be suspicious. I feel like if I did that, people would think that like Facebook was paying me to do it, but also like across all of my social medias, I only have a couple thousand followers. So like at the same time, Facebook definitely wouldn't pay me to do that. So it would probably become some fucking like conspiracy theory. At least I would think that if I saw someone of my channel size just switch over to Facebook exclusively. Sorry, chat. I'm gonna be an exclusive Facebook streamer. They're paying me in your usernames and passwords. I don't have a monetary contract with them. I just have all of your social security numbers. And if you're really nice to me and you donate a galaxy, I won't leak it on the internet. Sorry. Anyways, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, shiny hunting. Sorry. I don't know what's going on right now. I feel like I'm going insane. funny though. Steal a sticky note here. Oh shoot. Sorry about that. I had to write down a little note. Leaving myself little notes. Like passing notes in class. You should try streaming on MySpace. You know, I might be old, but I'm not MySpace old. I can admit that. I never had a MySpace account, and I didn't really have access to the internet when MySpace was a thing. I'm in that weird gray area where, like, I'm not Gen Z, but I'm also not a millennial. Sorry, I have the hiccups after that fucking birch beer. That birch beer's fighting back. Like, I'm quite genuinely born in the transition year between millennial and Gen Z, so like I don't know which category or which demographic I relate to more, nor do I know which one I like kind of fit in with more. I don't have Facebook. Well, yeah, that's because you're Gen Z. Sorry, it was on brand. It was on topic. With 4 devices, by the way, fuck, I pressed the wrong thing. I got distracted. This is why I can't talk to chat. It just blames it immediately on the chat. When I'm playing 4 devices at once, I'm pressing down on these buttons so aggressively that it's shaking my one monitor. Unlucky. Just taking another note here real quick. My apologies. All right. Yeah, I have Facebook, but I almost never use Facebook. I find Facebook to be a very weird, unrelatable place. Like, it's definitely catered to boomers. Like, the demographic that algorithm has been built off of is how do we take the last bit of life a boomer has and get them addicted enough to Facebook that instead of spending time with their family and friends and loved ones and having people around them at their bedside when they're dying, Facebook turns the elderly now into antisocial online goblins. And yeah, that algorithm, definitely not something that appeals to me. And also the content on Facebook, like, almost never appeals to me. Half of the fucking content on there is just like AI slop nowadays. Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. I don't know what that's in relation to. But yeah, like, I barely use Facebook nowadays. I'll use it to like check in on family, basically, because a lot of my family does use Facebook. So like, I'll check in on them, but I really don't like it. I also like almost never post on Facebook. I think the last time I posted on Facebook was my wedding, and that was almost a year ago now. So yeah, it's kind of the same with Instagram though. Last time I posted on Instagram was also my wedding. So like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't use social media anymore unless like it's somewhere that either I like uploading the content, like Twitch, or I like consuming the content, like YouTube. And for some of those, it goes both ways. Like, I upload to YouTube and I watch YouTube videos. But like, if a social media doesn't fulfill either of those two categories, like Facebook, I don't post anything on Facebook, and I don't consume anything on Facebook, then I just don't care about it. And I know I should. Like, I should probably put more effort into having a social media presence because I, do like live streaming. And one of my dream jobs, besides like being an author, would be content creation. And therefore, if I really, really wanted to take that dream seriously and pursue content creation, I should probably try to be on every platform there is in the entire world. Like, I should post to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, fucking, like, if I really, really cared, I'd post to Truth Social. Like, sorry, no. But like, I don't know. I just don't care enough to do that. And I'm happy with like the 3 social medias that I am active on. That's good enough for me. All right. Cool. We're grinding out here, boys. We're out here grinding, listening to some fun Deltarune music, just living our best life. All right. I got the hiccups right now. This is such a good song. There's just something about the like style of both Undertale and Deltarune soundtrack that I absolutely love. It's so appeasing. It scratches like an itch in my brain. We're almost halfway there for the night, though. Our goal for the night was to do 500 resets. So far, we've done 240 this evening. Oopsies, press wrong button. See if I could just stop making mistakes when it comes to what buttons I'm pressing. It'd probably be done in like an hour. But if I continue to make mistakes, it might take a little bit longer than that. Cool. Sorry. I'm not gonna lie, I stopped talking for like 10-20 seconds straight because I was genuinely just vibing out to this music. I love this song. This is such a good remix. Alright. Honestly, I don't even know what I would do if we got the shiny right now. I think I'm so tired and I'm so out of it from work today that I don't even think I would have a good reaction. Like, I'd probably just sit here and be like, dope, sick, bro. Speaking of good remixes, this is a very, very good remix. I currently just have a Glitch X City playlist going. I'm specifically listening to the stream safe Glitch X City playlist. That way none of our stream audio gets copyright striked. Yeah, that water does not taste as good as white birch beer. I'm gonna say it. That is some good water, though. I'm one of those people that, like, I definitely think different water has different tastes. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say, like, some waters are God's gift to Earth, like the Lord's tears falling down onto his kingdom. Meanwhile, other waters are terrible, gross, trash, just gruel. Sorry. I feel like there's some people who are like water connoisseurs who try to make it sound like the difference between a good water and a bad water is like the difference between a good lobster and a bad lobster. No. A good lobster tastes like sweet, juicy, beautiful, just, fish from the sea. Meanwhile, a bad lobster is a literal hospital trip with, like, the fucking runs. Like, bodily fluids. Bodily fluids coming out of, like, every orifice. So anyways, like, I don't know. I think people who try to make it sound like good water and bad water is the same as, like, a good burger or a bad burger is silly. That's insanely stupid. But I will admit there is a difference in flavor when it comes to certain water, especially like water with added minerals to it versus like natural spring water versus like tap water. Like obviously those are different flavors. But I think the flavors are so minute that it's not really worth mentioning. I don't even know how I got on this rant, I'm gonna be honest. Fuck did I start talking about the flavors of water? What has led us to this conversation? Oh, yeah, but this water is good water. I'll say that. And this is just like some generic store brand water as well. Very basic. I feel like I'm starting to drift off of the camera here. All right. I might take this hoodie off before the end of the stream. I said I was going to take the hoodie off at the end of the stream, but I'm getting hot. All right, give me like one moment. I'm going to take this hoodie off real quick. The only reason I put the Be Right Back screen up is because I don't want to take this hoodie off and it like takes my shirt off with it, and then I'm just fucking flashing you all on stream. I'm very glad I put the camera up because it definitely pulled my shirt up a little bit. My stomach is showing. You guys can't see it. You gotta pay for that kind of content. Alright, fuck the hoodie. The hoodie was too hot. Shit was annoying. Okay, give me one sec here. Let's go back to the correct stream scene. Alright. Where were we? 4 more Charmanders. None of them shiny. What a bummer. I think we should start taking bets on which device is going to have the shiny Charmander on it. Like, is it going to be the blue DS, the blue Game Boy, the SNES themed Game Boy, or the Club Penguin themed DS? Put your bets in now. It's like a worse version of betting on horse races. I hope the Club Penguin DS. I think it deserves to be the Club Penguin DS. That's the only device that has a good screen. $50 on the blue Game Boy. That's what I like to hear. How's the hunt going? It's a grind. I'm trying not to get too defeated, obviously. I mean, we just started this, you know? This is only our second stream doing it. It definitely, though, is one of those things where, like, and I was saying this earlier, I know this is going to be one of the most difficult, like, challenges I've ever done on my live stream. Especially because, unlike modern day Pokemon games, where, like, the odds of getting a shiny are 1 in 400, oh, that's cute. In these games, the older games, the odds are 1 in 8,000. So, like, I'm really not expecting anything to go my way until we've done, like, 8,000 resets. And I know that statistically, like, is not accurate. That, like, is not logical statistically. But I'm trying not to hype myself up yet. And I probably won't start hyping myself up until we get to 8,000 resets. But, you know, good news is we're playing on 4 devices at once. So instead of this actually taking 8,000 resets, if I was playing, say, on 1 device, because we're playing on 4 devices at once, it should only take about 2,000 resets to find the shiny. Which is a lot more tolerable than doing 8,000 resets one at a time. How have you been, by the way, Insane Rainbow Flakes? I feel like it's been a long time since we've talked. Though, to be fair, I did take like a literal month off from streaming when I got my new job. So that's kind of my fault, actually. That one's on me. But I hope you're doing well. Have you been streaming at all lately? And if so, what are we streaming? What are we playing, chat? I kind of want to get back into Minecraft. I can feel the 2-week Minecraft phase slowly creeping up on me. I love me a good 2-week Minecraft phase. I've been good. Legit, every time you've streamed, I haven't been able to watch. Ah, that's a bummer. But again, my fault, my fault. That's okay. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. I know I've complained about my back hurting this stream. I think it's partially because I work today, but also partially because the way I have to stream this, like the tripod is basically right in front of me. It's like in my lap. And then in order for me to, you know, play the game, I have to kind of lean around the tripod. I gotta move my body around it. So, yeah, it's just not great camera work here by me. But I also like don't know how else to set up the tripod, because I kind of need the camera to be directly on top of the devices that I'm playing on. I need the camera right over these systems. I feel like I'm trying to force my body into like a semicircle, a banana twist, just to lean around the tripod. It's funny because it's like it's right here. It's just off camera. I have it perfectly set up where it doesn't get caught on that camera. I have been streaming. I just got back into Fortnite. It was a bad move. I just got beat up every game. I mean, I can't judge you though, because I've been getting back into Fortnite too recently. So like, no judgment here. Absolutely no judgment. I've been having a lot of fun specifically playing Fortnite Ballistic, okay? Fortnite Ballistic has been my recent addiction. I just love it. I forget, do you play build or no build when you're playing Fortnite? I feel like we've had this conversation before, but I genuinely forget. I loved that for a while, but I got over it real quick. I think the reason I'm so into it is because I love Counter-Strike. Like, I am addicted to Counter-Strike. And Ballistic, while not better than Counter-Strike, I think I have more fun playing Ballistic. Like, it's been such a good time lately. I've really enjoyed playing it. And maybe it's the honeymoon phase. Maybe I'll get over it as well. But at least recently, I've really, really enjoyed playing Ballistic. Play Zero Build? See, that's where it's at. I love Zero Build. I hate those types of games usually. Oh, then it makes sense you didn't, enjoy it too much. Because you really do have to, like, be a fan of games like Counter-Strike or Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege. Like, those are the types of games you need to love in order to love Ballistic. And I think that's why it works for me, but it might not work for, like, other people. Oh, shoot. Press wrong button. What am I doing, bro? No, like, I'm heavily considering playing Ballistic after this stream is over. Because I've just been so addicted to it lately. I will say, though, the one thing... Dude, I got excited for a second because I thought one of the Charmanders looked different. But it was just because I was looking at the, like, screen from a weird angle. Almost got myself excited for nothing. What was I saying? Oh yeah. What I was saying was the one caveat with Ballistic is I have to be playing with other people to enjoy it. Like, it is nowhere near as fun if you're playing by yourself. But I guess that's just true for, like, all of Fortnite. Like, I don't have fun playing Fortnite unless I'm playing with other people. I think solo Fortnite is, like, a depressing experience for me personally. It makes me so sad. This beat in this song is got me going. I'm vibing to the beat here. Oh, no, wrong number. Yeah, I only have solos when I'm streaming. Understandably. Back in the day, I used to play, like, duos with Phil on, just to see, like, what randoms I would get. And sometimes it'd be really funny. Sometimes it would be people that were, like, good content. But there was this one game I played with a squeaker, and we won. And, like, when we won, he was, like, freaking out. And he was very funny. It was very, very funny. But the reason I had to stop playing Fortnite with Phil on is because sometimes you would get people that were, like, not good content. You'd get people that would, like, say slurs, and I have to fucking mute them for the rest of the game so I don't get banned on Livestream. So I stopped playing Phil with Fortnite squads or Fortnite duos because it was just a little bit too risky for the content. Wasn't worth. Love me a good slur. Oh yeah? What's your favorite slur, brother? Why am I grabbing this? I don't know why I picked up the clicker there. At least I'm not in pain alone. That's good. If you're okay playing Fortnite solo, I commend you. And I honestly, like, that, I'm glad to hear that because I wouldn't want to, like, I wouldn't want to hear you say that you hate it, but then you also stream it. Because, like, I don't want you to do that to yourself. So I am glad that you enjoy it. That's good. I'm happy for you. Automod has deleted this message. Dude, my Automod be deleting some of the most, like, casual, like, level 1 shit. Now, I don't want to talk too much trash on Automod, because it does delete a lot of very bad things that will sometimes pop up in my chat. But, like, I had one dude type the word ass in my chat one time, and Automod deleted it. And I have Automod on, like, the lowest level possible. Like, it is on level 1 out of 4. And it'll just be coming for people left and right. It's taking names. Slashing necks and cashing checks. I don't really know what checks it's cashing, because my Twitch revenue, that'd be more like a couple coins. Less of a check and more of like a money order for $2. Can I have 8 dimes, please? You know it's bad when Twitch is asking me what coins I want my paycheck in. Do you want it in quarters, nickels, pennies? What are we thinking? It's funny. Sorry, I make myself laugh sometimes. Even when I know it's a dumbass joke, like that coin joke, I think it's fucking funny, so I start laughing. Bitcoin. Yeah, can I have 0.00000000001 of Ethereum? Thanks, Twitch. That's how I would actually like to be paid, Twitch. Now, I have too much fear of, like, cryptocurrency because of how much shit nowadays gets, like, rug pulled. Like, crypto genuinely just feels like the stock market for evil people. Like, straight up. I have absolutely zero trust and zero faith in cryptocurrency nowadays, and I don't think I would ever invest in it nowadays. Like, I'd rather put my money into, like, the most basic bitch level savings account. Not even like a high yield savings account. I would rather put my money in, like, a starter savings account you buy for, like, your child when they're 6 years old. Like, you're accruing 2 cents interest every month. I'd rather have my money in that than put my money in crypto. Because, again, there's just so much scummy, untrustworthy, straight up scams in the crypto scene nowadays. That, like, it genuinely feels like being a part of the crypto scene is just going to serve as a net loss for your portfolio, unless, you know, you're investing in, like, the default ones. Like, sure, you can invest in Bitcoin and get lucky, especially, like, if you buy low, sell high, as they say. But, like, most cryptocurrencies nowadays, you have about the same odds of getting rug pulled as you do as waking up in the morning. Like, I don't trust it. To be fair, though, I'm probably not someone you should, you know, speak to when it comes to investing, nor am I someone you should, like, look up to when it comes to investing. I invest in, like, the most basic bitch ways possible. And I know if I was, like, a little bit smarter about it, and, like, I spent a little bit more time researching what's good to invest in, I'd probably make more with the money that I do have. But, like, I'm pretty happy with the mediocre investing I am doing right now, because it is netting me some returns, just not the best returns. But as long as my portfolio is going up, that's all that matters to me. Oh god, my back feels like it has a fucking knot in it. I feel like I'm developing scoliosis doing this live stream. Oops, totally just punched my... I punched my tripod. I don't know why it hurts my back so much to do these streams. I think the only reason I can think of is because I'm, like, looking down at my mousepad here instead of, like, a normal live stream where I'm looking at the monitor. or like my Switch screen. Like, I feel like I need to take a break almost. My back is actually hurting. Don't know why though. What are the odds you realistically expect from this hunt? Someone who's been single console hunting on Gen 5. Good luck. Oh God. I don't. Okay. So I know the odds are like roughly 1 in 8,000, but I also have terrible luck when it comes to this stuff. So I'm expecting more somewhere probably in like the 13,000 range. If we go above 13,000, I'll probably start to break, like mentally break. That's when you'll see the first. Fuck! I actually started naming this Charmander. Stop! Don't do that. That's when you'll see the first signs of insanity. Sorry, it's already showing clearly. But like, that's my realistic expectations. I think maybe 13,000 resets would be my realistic. My optimistic would be like 6,000. I don't want to push it, okay? I'm trying to be realistic even in my optimism. Because don't get me wrong, like my optimistic one could just be like, you know, today. I could say that my optimistic expectation is 820 shinies. It's gonna be this reset right here. But no, I think optimistically I'd like to see about 6,000. And realistically I expect it to take like 13,000. Truthfully. I found out today 5,678 resets is 50%. Really? But I thought it was like, it's like 8,100 something. Or like 8,200 something. I don't know the exact number, but I know it's in the late 8,000s. And if that number is 50%, wouldn't 100% be double that? So like, that'd be like 1,100 or 11,200. Or am I just like dumb when it? I'm probably just unintelligent when it comes to statistics. I probably don't understand because I never took a statistics class in my life. Yeah. I almost need you to explain that math to me because I don't understand it. So 1 in 8,192, which are the current odds. That statistic is built on a curve? Okay, maybe I am just a dumb person. Maybe I am just stupid because I still don't understand it. Even explain like that. How is a 1 in 8,000 chance built on a curve? Wouldn't it just be the same 1 in 8,000 chance every single time? I might just be dumb. I don't know. Also, we're listening to a Woofy remix right now, which I think is really funny. I wasn't going to acknowledge it, but I do think it's funny, so I'll say something about it. Shout out my boy. Yeah, can you tell I'm an English major? Because I have no clue how that statistic works. I believe you, don't get me wrong. I believe what you're saying in the chat, but I have no understanding of how that is truthful. Again, not doubting that it's truthful. I just don't understand it. No luck yet? Not quite yet, brother. I mean, to be fair, and like we were just saying in the chat, the odds of getting a shiny in these games are 1 in 8,192. Sorry. I'll repeat that because I stumbled over my words. The odds are 1 in 8,192. I had to sound it out for myself. So the fact that we've only done this 824 times now, I'm not expecting anything tonight. Like I said, I'll probably end the stream once we get to 1,000 resets. So we're about 180 resets away from that. Still got a ways to go here. Dang, I'm praying for you. Thank you, brother. Like I said, after I'm done streaming, might hit you up, message you, see we can play some games tonight. My brother, my My one true love? I don't know. Sorry. Talk about parasocial relationships. No, that's just a real relationship at this point. Let me know, Pookie. Of course, of course. Yeah. Apologies for not being intelligent when it comes to statistics. I just don't understand how, like, that 1 in 8,000 chance is built on a curve. I'm expecting you to send either like a 5-paragraph essay in the chat, or you left the chat completely because I'm an idiot. Those are the only 2 options. I'm about to get a literal thesis paper of an explanation in my chat, or Sam Pop left the chat because I'm an idiot. Which, you know, understandable. I can't blame them. I don't blame them. Alright. What are we looking at here? No shinies. I honestly did the calculation on a website called Shiny Odds Calculator. Just think about it on a graph as an exponential function, kind of. Okay. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. I still have questions as to why, but again, that might just be because I'm stupid. Unless the answer is like, that's just how the game is coded. Which, if that's the answer, then I can understand that. But I can at least picture that in my head. That gives me something to imagine, like, you know what I mean? I could imagine that exponential kind of graph. You can never hit 100% since there is a chance you don't catch it. True. That's something I'm very scared of, to be honest. I'm very scared of missing the shiny, not noticing it when we find it, and then just turning the game off. That might be one of the biggest fears I have in my life, which is a blessing. If the biggest fear I have in my life is missing a shiny, then I'm probably living a good life. But it's still a fear nonetheless. So I'm trying to be very safe about how I do this. And like, once I have all 4 of the Charmanders up on these screens, whenever I click this clicker here, ahead one, I want to look at every screen when I do it. So like, each click is me looking at each Charmander. That's something I've tried to do. Now, I'm not perfect with it, I'll be honest. Sometimes I just kind of look at all 4 screens at once, check for the shiny, and then turn them off. But I should be individually looking at every screen instead of just like turning my FOV down, zooming my eyes out, and looking at all 4 at once. I'm trying to look at all 4 individually because I don't want to miss the shiny. I would be so sad if I did that. I would be heartbroken if we did that. But yeah, I definitely don't expect the shiny. Going back to your original question of like what my expectations are, I mean, we're not even in the 4 digits yet. We haven't even hit 1,000. Now, my goal is to hit 1,000 tonight. I'll probably end the stream when we do get to 1,000. Because we're not even at 1,000 yet, I have very little expectations of finding anything. Maybe that's just pessimism, but also I think that's realistic expectations. Yeah, I don't know. I would be genuinely blessed if we do find this shiny before 8,000 resets. Like, if we find it under odds, I would be both very thankful and very blessed. Because like, if we find it, say, at 2,000 resets, that would save so much time in regards to this series as a whole. Because, like, my plan is to beat the game with shiny Pokemon only. And the shiny hunt that is going to take the longest in that process is Charmander, because of all the, like, opening cutscene bullshit we need to get through, like talking to Professor Oak and talking to Gary. Compared to, like, most other shinies in the game, this one is going to take longer. It's going to be worse than almost everything else. But if we can get through this shiny quickly, like, let's just talk hypothetical for a second. Let's talk scenarios. If I can get through this shiny with like 2,000 resets, I don't care if the next shiny is 13,000 resets or 20,000 resets, like you just put in the chat, because at least that hunt will be faster overall. Blessed under odds, I think, feels like 3,000. Yeah, that would be very blessed. That would be like a dream come true. That is kind of crazy that someone hit 20,000 resets, which is a 91.30%. That's crazy unlucky. Oh, shoot. This Game Boy is behind again. For some reason, it's always the bottom left Game Boy that falls behind. I must either be pressing the wrong buttons, or like I'm not clicking the button all the way. This Game Boy is always behind. Also, just an update, we're at 848, which means the number on screen starting to fall behind. My apologies. Sorry, I just like hearing the numbers of it. No, don't apologize. I also like talking about the shiny hunting numbers. I'm just a little bit less knowledgeable when it comes to it. Especially because, like, almost all of the shiny hunting I've done before this was shiny hunting on the Switch, which is so much easier to do, and the odds are so much lower. But, like, this shiny hunt in comparison to a shiny hunt on Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to be a grind and much more difficult in comparison. And I'm trying to, like, mentally prepare myself for that. It's also the reason I'm playing on 4 games at once, because I want it to be less of a grind. Like, I don't think I could go from shiny hunting on Pokemon Sword and Shield, where the odds are 1 in 400, to then playing this game on just one device and having the odds be 1 in 8,000. Like, doing 8,000 resets on one device would make me a broken person. Your hunt currently is at 9.83%. Let's go. I like those odds. I'm putting money on those odds. In fact, I'm going all in on those odds. As someone who single console hunts, I like to mark progress. Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, kudos to you for hunting on a single console. That is crazy dedication. Like I said, I don't have that willpower. I was already scared going into the shiny hunt on 4 devices. But again, I think I was nervous and scared because every shiny hunt I've done in the past has been like 1 in 400. The odds are almost free. I mean, they're not as free as Pokemon Go. I feel like Pokemon Go, the odds are too easy to get a shiny sometimes. Like, they just be handing shinies away for free in that game. But in the newer games, like Sword and Shield, the shiny odds are also pretty easy. Like, 1 in 400 is not that bad. Back when I was shiny hunting in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I would get a shiny, like, almost every stream. If not every stream, every other stream. And it was... I don't know. It was fun, but it almost didn't feel earned because the odds were so low. This one is definitely going to feel earned. I can say that. Where are we at? 850? Alright, we're still grinding. I want to keep double checking the number just to make sure I'm not forgetting to increase the number. Make that 860. I take my time. 150 attempts a day adds up. That is fair. I mean, back before I was ever live streaming or like making content at all, when I was younger, I would also kind of casually shiny hunt, and I would do like the same thing. I would do like 100 resets on the car ride to like a doctor's appointment, or I would do like 100 resets on the bus to school, stuff like that. So I can definitely relate. And it does become a little tiring when you're streaming and doing like 500 resets a stream, because like I start to get a little bit of burnout. And I don't want to get burnt out in a way where like I either get like bored of the game or frustrated with the game, which I think would be less likely to happen, but was more likely to happen if I do get burnt out is just the streams become not entertaining, which I definitely don't want. I don't want that burnout to affect the quality of the live streams. If I lock in, around 50 resets an hour is realistic. I don't think I asked yet, what Pokemon are you shiny hunting for in Gen 5 right now? Gen 5 is so good too. Gen 5 might be my favorite generation. I fucking love Gen 5. Oh, it's so good. I absolutely adore Gen 5. Like, Black and White 2 are some of my favorite video games of all time. It might actually be my favorite video game of all time now that I say it. I don't know why I said one of my favorite video games of all time. It is my favorite video game of all time. It goes back and forth. I oftentimes switch my top two. My top two are either Pokemon Black and White 2 or Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And it goes back and forth, like I said. Depending on the day you ask me, I'll have a different answer of which one is my favorite. Tepig at the start of the game takes around 60 seconds for one full attempt. I call it Gift Box Simulator. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Tepig one of the starters? Not just Tepig specifically, sorry, but like, is Gen 5 one of those games? And it could be different between Black and White 1 and Black and White 2. But anyways, I keep getting distracted from my actual question. I don't think we increased the counter yet. I don't know. I lost track. Fuck. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. The question I'm going to ask is, I know in some games, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, for example, the shiny appears on screen before you ever even pick your starter. Like in those games, the 3 Pokemon to choose from are on your screen, and you can see if one of them shiny. So technically your odds are tripled because you could get a shiny across any of those 3 Pokemon. But I don't remember if that's how it works in Gen 5. Like in Gen 5, do you need to add the Pokemon to your party to check if it's shiny, similar to what I'm doing right now in Fire Red and Leaf Green? Like you have to actually take the Pokemon from the professor, add it to your party, and then check if it's shiny in your party. I can't remember. And I also can't remember if it's different between Black and White 1 and Black and White 2. Gen 5 is probably the game I got the most shinies in, full odds. You know, it's funny you say that, because it's actually the same for me. God, sorry. This game did not grab the Charmander. That's only in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I thought there were other games like that. I just used Heart Gold and Soul Silver as my example because I knew that was a correct example. But I thought there would have been more games than that. Like, especially with the newer games. I thought those would have maybe applied I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's crazy though. If it's just Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I mean, shout out Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Those are some fun games to shiny hunt in. Those are one of the games I used to shiny hunt in before I live streamed. Like I said, back when I was just playing the game casually, like on the bus ride to school. But anyways, yeah, going back to Gen 5. I also found like 4 or 5 full odds shinies back when I was just playing the game casually as a kid. Which is crazy, because like most of the games I played through growing up, I never found any shinies in. Or like maybe I found one shiny. For example, I have about 350 hours in Pokemon Ruby, and I have one shiny to show from it. Meanwhile, meanwhile nowadays, like, when I played through Sword and Shield, that playthrough honestly was really quick. It didn't take me a lot of time, and therefore I found no shinies. At least no shinies in my original playthrough, I should clarify. Sorry. I had a notification pop up on my computer. I got distracted for a second. No shinies on this reset. So sad. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Have a wonderful night, random girl. Get some rest. Newer games, they shiny lock the starters now. LOL. Really? I feel like maybe someone in my chat has told me that before because it sounds familiar, but it's still crazy to hear. Like, it feels like I'm hearing it for the first time because that's so silly. Why are we shiny locking the starters? Come on, like, starter Pokemon are some of the most fun Pokemon to shiny on. What are we doing? What a bummer, though. What a shame. We're almost at 888. Well, they do make up for it by finding shiny so easy. That's true. The shiny odds are so easy nowadays that I guess it makes up for it. Like, sure, you can't get a shiny starter if they shiny lock them, but all you have to do is maybe breed that starter with a Ditto 10 times, and one of those 10 eggs is going to be shiny. Especially if it's a Japanese Ditto. Yeah. I was actually mad because I kept finding Psyducks. I mean, at least that's a good shiny to find a lot of. I think Psyduck shiny is so cool. Wait. I grabbed the clicker like we even had Charmander in our party. We haven't even grabbed him from the professor yet. Keep grabbing the clicker, like, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm losing my muscle memory. I'm not locked in. Alright, 8888. Triple eights. See, I could probably heavily speed up the process of this shiny hunt. Like, you were talking about how one reset's about 60 seconds for you. I could probably speed up this hunt a lot for myself if I was locked in. But, like, I am going about this pretty casually, I'll be honest. Like, I'm having fun, talking with chat, making jokes. And as a result, I'm not shiny hunting this at a very efficient pace. I can be 100% honest about that. We got some Sonic Advance music up here. Spotify hitting us with some great shuffles. Some deep cuts. Sonic Advance. Alright. Don't let us distract you too hard. No, it's okay. It's more fun this way. I would be bored if I wasn't, like, joking around with chat. the chat helps this go by way more quickly. Like, maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's kind of a lazy thing for me to say, but I don't think I would do a shiny hunt at 1 in 8,000 odds if I didn't have viewers. Like, again, this is the first time I've ever tried a shiny hunt within the first 5 generations, the first 5 games that have that 1 in 8,000 chance. And I think the only reason I'm willing to do it for the first time ever is because like I have people to hang out with and talk to during it. Otherwise, I'd be way too bored. I don't know. I don't have the willpower. I can say that in all honesty. Almost a 900 though. Let's get it. We got this, boys. Also, big shout outs to my wife's brother for letting me borrow both the Club Penguin DS and the blue Game Boy SP. Without him, we would be doing this on 2 devices instead of 4. And shiny hunting on 2 consoles instead of 4 would maybe not be something I would actually do. I don't know if I would actually even commit to that. I'm also like 90% sure one of these games is his. He swears that he never owned Fire Red and Leaf Green. But I'm also pretty sure he gave me Fire Red and Leaf Green, like back when I first started dating my now wife. Like, I'm 90% sure one of these 4 games is my wife's brother's. Like it was his game originally. I'm sorry for asking again, but did you have a name for the Charmander when you catch them? Wait, did you ask that earlier and I just didn't see the chat message? Did I miss that chat message? Oh, I definitely missed that chat message. Awkward. I'm so sorry. You don't need to apologize for asking again. If I forget to read a chat message, just write it again. Honestly, you could spam it. You could write it 5 times just to make sure that I actually read it. Sorry. Adjusting my belt. I don't even know why I'm wearing a belt. The only reason I had a belt on is because I was at work today. But I'm low-key just loosening the belt because why the fuck am I sitting here wearing a belt? It's unnecessary and uncomfortable. So I do have a name for the Charmander. I actually have a name planned out for all of the shinies I want to catch throughout this series. So, like I said at the beginning of the stream, my plan is to catch maybe like 4 or 5 shinies. Because, sure, I could realistically beat the game with 2. But both of those Pokemon would end up just being HM slaves. And I don't think that would be very fair to those Pokemon. I almost feel bad making like a shiny and HM slave. So like, I don't know. While it would be the easiest way to go about this challenge, just beating the game with 2 shinies, I don't think I'm going to do that. However, on the opposite side of the coin, I'm also not going to catch a full party of 6 shinies. Because I think that would just take too long, and I don't have that kind of time. Like, with my job and like my wife and also wanting to hang out with family and friends, I don't got time to catch 6 shinies. So my plan right now is I'm either going to catch 4 or 5. I have all 5 of them planned out ahead of time just in case I do decide to catch 5, but I also know which of the 5 Pokemon I would cut from the team if I get bored halfway through this challenge and I only want to do 4 Pokemon. So I have like an alternate. I'm either going to do 4 and one of them is getting cut from the team, or we got a bench warmer that's ready to go. And I have names as well as move sets planned out for all these Pokemon. I know what moves I'm going to teach them. I just tried nicknaming the Charmander. I know what moves I'm going to teach them, and I know what I'm going to name them. Now, I don't want to spoil every shiny I plan to catch, because I want to keep some of them a secret, but also it's nothing that crazy. It's nothing that special. However, for my Charmander, my plan is to name him Emo Dragon, because fittingly, Charizard turns to a black color when shiny. So we're gonna name him Emo Dragon, and then catch 3 or 4 more Pokemon after that, and I have names for all of those as well. Some of them a little bit more fitting. Very gothic, yeah. Emo Caleb would love that. I was a big emo in high school. Well, as much as my parents would allow me to be. Like, my parents wouldn't let me get my hair fucking all straightened out. Hey, thank you for the follow, Sam Pop. I appreciate it. Yeah, my parents wouldn't let me straighten my hair or dye my hair. They also wouldn't let me wear, like, the stereotypical band, like, wristbands that you have. Like, those thick silicone wristbands. So what I would do, because I own them, but I had to like buy them off the black market. I had to buy those silicone wristbands from my friends, and then I would pack them in my backpack, wait till I got on the bus, and then I would put them on the bus, so my parents didn't see me wearing them. So I say I was goth in high school, and I was, but not like a stereotypical goth, because again, my parents wouldn't let me like dye my hair or straighten my hair. My parents wouldn't let me wear like super emo clothing. Like, the most I could get away with is a graphic tee. But I did my best with the circumstances. It's so funny to look back on that. It's so funny to think back to like those days in high school where I was literally it's so stupid. I was hiding silicone wristbands in my backpack because I didn't want my parents to see the like band bracelets I was wearing. I don't know. I think it's very funny. This is like the only song on this playlist I don't like, so we're skipping it. Sorry, not sorry. Like I said, I do love this playlist. It's a very good stream safe playlist where none of the music's gonna get me copyright strike. No copyright strikes here. And it has a lot of Pokemon remixes in it. Shout out Glitch X City. One song in this playlist that I do not like. And you know, maybe that's just my fault for not making the playlist myself. I can't really complain if I'm listening to someone else's playlist. If I want a playlist that has 0 skips on it, I'm probably gonna have to make that playlist myself. I can already tell you'll hate when you have to get the other 3 games up to speed when you... Yes. I've thought about that. I've talked about it a little bit, and I am a little worried about it. To make it less taxing on myself, I'm going to have my wife play 1 of the 4 games. So I'm only going to have to play the other 3. But it is going to be very, very frustrating. And I have a feeling I'm going to get a little burnt out playing 3 copies of the same game at once just to like progress through the game. I'm not looking forward to it. Maybe I convince someone else to play one of the other games too, because that would only leave me with 2 games to play. I don't know who else I could convince to play this for me though, that like I would have quick and easy access to, because I can't give it to like one of my online friends. What am I gonna do? Ship it to someone overseas, let them play the game up to the 2nd gym, they ship it back to me, then I play the game for a little bit, and then I ship it back to them, let them play the game until they're at the halfway point in the game? That would be insane. I'll help someone my way. You know, Brandon, that's actually very sweet of you to say. And you're one of the few people I would trust with a copy of Fire Red and Leaf Green. You're one of the few people that I would trust not to scam me and steal my games. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. A little aggressive. Yeah. I would trust you, Brandon. I would trust you with a lot of things, let me tell you that. Foolproof idea, yeah. How many more we got? 76? 76 more. It's not bad. Listen, I'm not saying I want to end the stream, alright? I'm not keeping track of the time because I am eager to get offline. My back just hurts. Maybe I need to get like a standing desk. Because being at a sit-down desk and having to like look over at all 4 of these devices and like bend my back. Sorry, I know I'm complaining a lot about how my back hurts. I sound like a fucking boomer. It doesn't help that I also had to go to work today, so I'm probably just tired from work, but I'm only complaining about it because I want you to know that I'm not trying to end the stream because I'm bored or unhappy. The only reason I'm talking about the end of the stream is because I want to go lay down for a little bit. I'm getting old. I'm becoming a boomer. Posture check, I know. Well, my posture's so bad because I have this tripod here that I have to, like, lean around. So the tripod is in my way. So, like, my posture's already terrible. It's even worse with this tripod in my way. Stopping me from playing the games. At an actual normal sitting angle. Hydration check. Give me 1 second. We can do a hydration check. I already have a copy if I read. So what would I do with another one? I didn't know you already had a copy of the game. That's funny. Ow. Just punched my tripod. Okay, no Charmanders. Unlucky. Alright. While I wait for these systems to turn back on, specifically while I wait for the DSs to boot up the Game Boy games, we'll do a little hydration check real quick. I'm running out of water too. Thankfully I have more water behind me. I drank my entire white birch beer, and I'm about to finish this water bottle as well. We're staying hydrated. People call me a lot of things, but they never call me not hydrated. I'm telling you that right now. Oh boy. This little opening cutscene of like me grabbing my Pokemon, Professor Oak asking me if I want to name it, and then Gary grabs his Pokemon. It's getting old real quick. I'm excited for the other shiny hunts in this series, not only because they're going to be faster, just by nature of like some of the hunts that I'm doing, but also because I don't have to sit through this opening cutscene. Like, I'm looking forward to the other shiny hunts simply because they're not the starter Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. I love a good shiny starter. And there's something very, I don't know, prideful about getting a shiny starter. It's definitely like a humble brag. But oh my god, is this annoying. Okay. Additionally, oh, I don't know if I told any of you all about this yet. So something I did in the last week between my previous live stream and today, I bought a 3DS capture card. So hopefully in the near future, we'll not only be able to live stream 3DS games, but also DS games. And additionally, I'm gonna say this again, though I think about half the people in the live stream today already knows this. Like, so apologies if this the second time y'all are hearing it. But not only will I have a 3DS capture card, but I already have a way to capture my Game Boy games. Simply put, my way of capturing my Game Boy games is through, let me find it here real quick. It's gonna be through my GameCube. So I have the GBA player on my GameCube. Oh my god, I just realized how terrible this looks on my TikTok. My TikTok live stream is not set up properly for this. But yeah, so I'm gonna play Game Boy games on GameCube. So, not only will we be able to actually record this playthrough once we find the shiny on a capture card, but eventually I'll be able to capture DS gameplay and 3DS gameplay as well. So I promise once we find the shiny, it's not going to look like this. All right, the playthrough of the video game is not going to be recorded with an external camera. I'm only using the camera because I don't have 4 capture cards for all 4 systems. But yeah, once we start playing the game for real, we'll be able to use a capture card to screen record it, and it'll look a lot better. Ooh, that's actually not bad. I know. See, I wanted a GameCube anyways, because, like, I've never owned a GameCube before. At least, like, not on my own. Like, I've played family members' GameCubes, but, like, I've never had my own GameCube. So I wanted to buy a GameCube anyways. But then when I was looking into it, I was thinking about it, and I said to myself, like, why don't I get a Game Boy player for my GameCube? And that way I can stream Game Boy games as well. 2 for the price of 1. And then I also bought this DS capture card recently, so I'll be able to capture 3DS games and DS games as well. Now, obviously, like, I could have just emulated the DS and the 3DS, but I want to play on physical hardware. Like, I want to play on real hardware. That's the whole point of this series. Like, I want to shiny hunt on physical hardware. Sure, I could run an emulator, a Fire Red Leaf Green. I could run, like, 6, 8, 10 emulators at once. And it would speed up this process 6, 8, or 10 times as fast. But for me, at least, personally, playing on an emulator, specifically shiny hunting on an emulator, just doesn't feel as rewarding. It doesn't feel as legitimate as shiny hunting on real hardware. Because, like, again, I could very easily just run, like, 8 instances of an emulator, and all 8 of those emulator gameplay windows, like, all of them could be turned up on, like, 2 times speed or 5 times speed, so the game runs 5 times as fast. So you're playing the game 8 times at once, 5 times as fast for each game. But, like, at that point, it feels like we're bordering the line of just cheating. Like, it feels like we're in a weird gray area between playing the game and shiny hunting legitimately and just straight up cheating. And I'm not saying that emulation is cheating. I'm just saying, like, I personally would prefer to play on physical hardware. That's all. But yeah. Agreed. I don't want to use an emulator either. Yeah. And I have an emulator for the Game Boy as well. Like, I have an emulator for pretty much every Nintendo console. With the exception of the Switch. I don't have a Switch emulator, but that is a relatively new console. And also, I own the Switch, so, like, I feel no need to emulate it. Nonetheless, like, I could emulate the game. I just don't want to. I want to play on physical hardware. I did a shiny hunt in Fire Red Leaf Green. Oh, if I did a shiny hunt in Fire Red Leaf Green, I'd actually do Hitmonchan. He isn't as strong in this gen. That's Gen 6, sorry. But he still packs a punch. Okay, thank you. I did not expect that pun at the end of the chat message. God dang it. Personally love the cutscene and I want to see it at least 1,000 more times. Okay. Thank you, Rainbow Flakes. That's honestly the positivity I needed to keep going. That's the positivity I needed in my life. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. There's just something about shiny hunting on an emulator that doesn't appeal to me, so I've never done it. Okay. Let's grind out these last 48 resets. I believe in us. Like I said, we're going to do this again tomorrow. I'll be live again tomorrow, and hopefully I'll do more than 500 resets. Oh, shoot. This game is behind. Yeah, so my plan then is we did 500 resets in the first live stream. 500 resets in tonight's live stream. So maybe tomorrow we'll do 1,000 if I can get away with it. That'll be our goal. If we end up doing like 800, then I'm not gonna complain. It's whatever. Jeez. Blue gloves look kind of fire. Gives the red blue corner vibe. Wait, what do we mean? Blue gloves. Oh, we're talking about Hitmonchan still. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I understand what you're saying exactly now. And also, I agree. I never even thought about it like that. Like, one Hitmonchan being in the red corner, one Hitmonchan being in the blue corner with the different gloves. That actually is sick. And it is a fast reset. You're not wrong. It's a very fast reset. I think depending on how long my other shiny hunts take will determine, like, whether or not I go for 4 Pokemon in this playthrough or 5. Because, like, if Charmander takes 20,000 resets, I'm definitely not catching 5 shinies. I don't care. But, oh shoot, I just accidentally tried nicknaming all of my Charmanders. But, if we find the Charmander, like, right now, I probably will go for 5 shinies. Because there are a lot of fast reset shinies you can do in this game. There are a lot of fast resets you can do. So we have options. But yeah. Admittedly, Hitmonchan wasn't one of the shinies I was considering, but I'll maybe look at my team, like the team of 4/5 that I have, and see if Hitmonchan would be a worthy addition. But if I add Hitmonchan, I'd have to remove something else. I don't know. And I already have like all of my HMs and moves planned out ahead of time, so I'd have to change that up if I add Hitmonchan. But I do really like the concept of that shot. I've never thought about that before, like I said. It is so cool that it's like red corner versus blue corner. But yeah. I'd been planning this series out for a while, so like I had all of my Pokemon planned weeks before I even did the first live stream last week. I have a plan in mind, I have Pokemon in mind I want to catch, and I have one bench warmer in case we want a 5th member of our party. And they all got funny names. I'm heading out for the night. Good luck on the 40 resets. Thank you, brother. Apologies we didn't get to play games tonight, brother. I would have loved to. If, of course, I wasn't already live. We'll play games soon, though. I'll always find time for you, my brother. I don't mean to change your plan or anything. It's just something I've been looking at. No, I mean, you don't have to apologize. I think... Wait, why did I just click the clicker? We don't even have Charmander yet. I'm clearly losing it. Maybe I just need to go to bed. Maybe it's a good thing Brandon's going to bed. because now that he's not going to be online to play games with me, I should go to bed too. Clearly something's wrong with me. Oh my god. I just clicked the clicker before we even had a Charmander. None of them are shiny, so it doesn't really matter. No, yeah, don't worry about it. You don't have to apologize. To be fair, I have already changed my plans once since I started this series. So like I said, I had 5 Pokemon planned out before my first live stream of this ever took place. But, and this is one of the spoilers I will give you all, my original plan, my original 5 Pokemon had Snorlax in that party. Snorlax is part of the plan. And then I removed Snorlax because I just don't like his shiny. It's not very good. It's barely different than default Snorlax. And also, like, I just don't really care much about Snorlax. Like, it's a cool Pokemon, and you can do some fun movesets with Snorlax. But it's just not one of my favorites. And it's not a Pokemon that really intrigues me when it comes to, like, the movesets you can create with it. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not a competitive Pokemon player. I don't care that much about movesets. But I care enough specifically about, like, having a diverse party. And I also, like I said, I don't like his shiny. And those two things made me not want to catch him. So Snorlax got cut, and since we did the first live stream of this a week ago, I've replaced Snorlax with a different Pokemon in my plans, in my future party, my pre-planned party. Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. I definitely need to go to bed because I'm now, like, messing up the buttons I need to press for the shiny hunt. Like, consistently. Obviously, I've been messing up all night when I'm, like, not paying attention or talking to chat, but it's happening, like, every single reset now. Oh no. I'm definitely not locked in. I'm locked out right now. I'm guessing you won't be doing anything crazy like EV hunting? No. I almost never pay attention to EVs, even when I'm playing the game casually. Like I said, I'm not big into, like, competitive Pokemon. I like playing Pokemon games because I think the creatures are cute. So, like, I'm definitely not a competitive Pokemon player. But I do care enough that, like, I'm not gonna catch a Pokemon with a high special attack stat and then teach it attacking moves. Like, I care enough that I have a base level of knowledge, and I at least try to think about those types of things. Like, if I have a special attacking Pokemon, I'm gonna teach it special attacking moves. But that's about as far as my knowledge and my competitiveness in Pokemon goes. I've never really grinded EVs. I tried doing it in Scarlet and Violet because they made it really, really easy. And they made it so you could remove certain stats and, like, points towards EVs that you didn't want. And I like that they made it easy because, again, I'm kind of a casual player, so that appealed to me specifically. But otherwise, I've almost never even thought about EVs or IVs or anything like that. Especially because, like, when I play a Pokemon game, I very much so self-insert into that Pokemon game. I like to imagine I'm actually the character playing, which is why sometimes when I'm doing my first ever playthrough of a game, I don't catch more than, like, 8, 9, 10 Pokemon, because I only catch the Pokemon that I love and, like, I want to care for. Like, I want to care for that creature, and I want to care about that creature. Now, obviously, once I beat the game and I play it again, like, I'll try to catch them all. But my first playthrough of a game is usually just me, like, finding 6 Pokemon I love, and, like, that's my party. No one gets switched out. No one gets replaced. Like, that's my family right there. Because I do, like, genuinely self-insert into a Pokemon game when I'm playing it. I can't help it. But yeah. I did that in Fire Red and it took a while. Yeah, I'd imagine EV hunting would be like a crazy grind. Something I definitely, again, would not have the patience nor the willpower to do. Alright. Love some good bubblegum KK. You know what we need on the Switch too? We need an Animal Crossing game on the Switch too. Oh shoot, why am I pressing the wrong buttons? I'm locked out. If you work EVs right, they can give 30 to 40 points to 2 separate stats. Only reason I know about it is because I went through a Radical Red model. Cobblemon. What's Cobblemon? What's Cobblemon? Why do I feel like I recognize that? Like I've heard it before, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Is that like a Minecraft mod? No, that's called Pixel Mod. What's Cobblemon? I'm very intrigued. You've piqued my interest, brother. Oh, it is a Minecraft Pokemon mod. Okay, see, my head was in the right... Look at that. Look at me connecting the dots. It's better than Pixelmon. Really? I've only played Pixelmon, so I'll have to check it out. But also, like, I used to be really big into modded Minecraft back when I was in, like, high school and early college, but nowadays, I usually just play vanilla. I think I, like, kind of got burnt out of modded Minecraft. And also, like, I played, like, every mod I ever wanted to play. Like, I played all the mods that interested me as a kid. And now I don't know. I just don't have that same drive and determination to play modded Minecraft. I usually just play vanilla. And, like, occasionally I'll play with some add-ons if I'm playing Bedrock version. But if I'm playing Java, it's pretty much just straight vanilla. I'll be honest, I forgot to check if any of these Charmanders were shiny, so I did a quick check before I turned the systems off. Vanilla Minecraft right now feels like modded Minecraft. You're not wrong, actually. It really does feel like modded Minecraft. It's still crazy to me, like, how much they've added. Because, like, I was addicted to Minecraft for the longest time. Especially when I was younger. I played it like every day. But then that stopped around 1.10. So I started playing Minecraft in 1.4. I wasn't like an OG player. Okay, I'll admit that. I didn't play the beta. I started playing 1.4. And I played consistently all the way up through 1.10. And now they've updated so much since 1.10. That, like, when I do go back and play the game and I get like that 2-week Minecraft phase, like, the game is completely different. I don't even know what I'm playing anymore. Okay. Alright. Last reset, and then we're going to bed. Let's see if we can get some luck at the end of the stream here. It's happened to me before. It's happened to me one time, actually. One time on my, like, last reset did I get a shiny. But it technically wasn't a reset. It was an egg. I got a shiny on my last egg that I was hatching in a live stream. That's happened once. Let's see if it'll happen again here. Some end of the live stream luck. I feel good. I feel confident. All right, and to end the live stream on a bit of a more climactic and entertaining note, we're gonna do it one at a time. Starting with, I need to get a good angle. The blue DS. Not shiny. Oh, press wrong button. Oh my god. Oh my god, I pressed so many buttons that were not correct. Next up, the blue Game Boy. Not shiny. The SNES Game Boy. Not shiny. And finally, the Club Penguin DS. Not shiny. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for the night, boys. We've officially hit the 4 digits with 1,000 resets. And I think with that, we're going to go to bed. I need to have a 2-week Minecraft phase again. It's been a while. It's also been a while for me. And I can feel it creeping up. Like, I can feel it on my chest. I can feel the 2-week Minecraft phase. It's coming soon. But, yeah. This was a fun stream. Did another 500 resets. And like I said, tomorrow we'll be back. And I'll be live for a little bit longer. So my goal would to be... I don't know. I think it's not too crazy to say 1,000 resets tomorrow. But that might be pushing it. So maybe we'll shoot for like 700, 800. But yeah. Otherwise, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the follow as well, Sam Pop. As well as the follows from Top Killers, Sem Roadcap, the Raid from Insane Rainbow Flakes. It's been a long time since I've had like multiple follows and notifications in a live stream. So thank you, honestly, genuinely. But otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your night. Get some rest. I'm gonna go do the same thing. And